Denton's ban on hydraulic fracturing or fracking takes effect today. Good morning to Mayor Chris Watts. First question, is there even any fracking going on in Dallas right now? Or in Denton, rather?
Well, good morning, Tim. I'm not quite sure exactly right now what the hydraulic fracturing activity is in Denton at this moment. I'm not quite sure. I don't think there's not much activity going on at all here in Denton right now.
Right, the industry seems to be in the middle of a slowdown because of declining prices right now. You already face two lawsuits, however, the city does. One filed by the state, one filed by an oil and gas industry association. How far is the city prepared to go to defend this law?
Tim, I think based upon the vote of the people in November, the city's just prepared to defend this ordinance as we would any other ordinance on the books for the city of Denton, and that will sort of just be decided on a day-by-day basis as this litigation unfolds.
Is there a way to fast track it? Because this could take years to resolve. It could take millions of dollars if both lawsuits have to go all the way through the process.
Sure, Tim, I'm not sure because the litigation is such in an early stage. We are just going to have to continually consult with our city attorneys and our legal staff to see exactly what, how we proceed forward. Whether there's an opportunity to fast track it or not, there may be. I'm just not aware of that, and if so, we just have to just make that policy decision at the council level.
Right. There are two lawsuits. You'd like to see. You'd like to, I'm sure, see one lawsuit as opposed to two.
Well, I guess one or two. We just know that we're going to have to defend the ban, and sometimes these lawsuits have very different issues within them, so we just have to sort of take the lawsuits as they come. We've got two right now. We don't know if there's going to be any others forthcoming, but if there are, we'll take them as they come.
Voters in the city of Denton were clearly convinced that fracking is a danger to health and safety, specifically citing water pollution and air pollution. Were you and were members of the city council equally convinced?
Well, Tim, it started as an initiative petition from the citizens, and it came before the Denton City Council on July 15th, in which the city council decided to not approve the ban and adopt it as an ordinance, but to send it to the voters, because this is a big decision for our community. And as you've seen with two lawsuits being filed, that it has some potential large consequences, so we wanted to make sure that the community had a say in that. And they did on November the 4th.
If oil and gas production were, it is a source of revenue. If oil and gas production and exploration were to dry up tomorrow in the city of Denton, would it be devastating to your budget or not?
Well, Tim, I think from my understanding, the amount of revenue that we receive from private mineral royalty owners is about $500,000 a year. And of course, the city has some oil and gas wells on its airport, which I think produces about $1 million a year, but that's been declining. Of course, these wells eventually will run dry. They decrease primarily every year. So we understand that there's a declining revenue in place already. So that's sort of what the situation is with the financial aspect of the oil and gas revenue here in the city.
Right, so as time goes by, the impact becomes less anyway.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Mayor. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim.
All righty. It is